Discount Dan, a LitRPG adventure, is the first book in the Discount Dan's Backroom Bargain series, a quirky and fast-paced LitRPG novel that blends humor, dungeon crawling, and survival mechanics with sharp satire. The story follows Dan, an ordinary man who suddenly finds himself trapped in a bizarre game-like world. Unlike traditional heroes, Dan is no warrior or mage. He's a bargain hunter obsessed with finding the best deals. His unique skill set, discount sense, allows him to detect hidden opportunities, cheap loot, and overlooked advantages in the system. What begins as a joke quickly becomes his greatest weapon in surviving a deadly environment. The world Dan inhabits is structured like a massive RPG dungeon filled with monsters, traps, and rival adventurers. Yet instead of brute force, Dan thrives by exploiting loopholes, trading cleverly, and turning scraps into treasures. His backroom bargains ability lets him access hidden shops and secret deals, giving him unconventional power in a world where most players rely on combat stats. The narrative thrives on LitRPG tropes with a comedic twist. Game mechanics, stats, skills, and leveling are central to Dan's survival. Dungeon crawling, dangerous environments test his creativity. Humor and satire, Dan's obsession with bargains pokes fun at RPG conventions. Underdog hero, Dan proves brains and bargains can beat brute strength. Supporting characters add depth and comedy. Mira, a fierce warrior who reluctantly teams up with Dan, baffled by his unconventional methods. Grizzle, a goblin merchant who becomes both ally and rival in Dan's quest for the best deals. The Dungeon Master, a mysterious overseer who grows increasingly frustrated as Dan breaks the system with his bargain hunting exploits. The climax builds when Dan uncovers a hidden backroom bargain that allows him to purchase a legendary artifact for a fraction of its value. This discovery threatens the balance of the dungeon, drawing the wrath of rival adventurers and the Dungeon Master himself. Dan must use every ounce of wit, humor, and creativity to survive the showdown. The resolution is both triumphant and hilarious. Dan defeats his enemies not through combat, but by exploiting discounts, loopholes, and clever trades. He emerges as an unlikely hero, proving that even in a deadly lit RPG world, bargains can save the day. The novel closes with Dan opening his own discount shop inside the dungeon, setting the stage for future adventures in the series. The prose is fast-paced, witty, and imaginative, balancing RPG mechanics with laugh-out-loud humor. Fans of LitRPG adventures, comedic fantasy, and underdog sagas will find Discount Dan refreshing and addictive. Ultimately,